This video is brought to you by ModelFunDisplay.com. Model Fun Display, your new hobby store.
Hi guys, this time I'm building a 1/72 scale Super Hornet from Academy. My plan is to add a reskit exhaust set and scratch build a few details. This is a snap kit, which can be assembled without glue. Well, in theory, because the fit is not so great. However, some features are useful, as you will see. I need to remove a few elements, seam lines and excess plastic. To finish the bottom section, I must paint hard to reach spots first. Some parts don't fit. Turns out I missed excess plastic on both the bottom and top parts. Now everything fits much better. The next step is the cockpit. The pilot seat lacks details, so I can quickly add few. With the stretched sprue, I'm trying to replicate the headrest section top detail, and once done, I cover the whole seat with black primer. Since I have some of it left, I also spray other elements. Now, with the Vallejo paints, I paint the seat. Seatbelts I replicate using Tamiya elastic masking tape. And paint them with Vallejo paint. Copper wire painted in yellow. Now I add black stripes with the marker and shape it to imitate an ejection handle. And this is the final result. I spray the cockpit, and while waiting for the paint to dry, I remove the seam line from canopy. Starting with the knife, carefully remove the line and sand it down. Sanding sponge 3000 grit for the start, and later wet sanding with 5000 and 7000 paper. The final step is polishing, and the seam line is gone. Back to the paint. I added a few drops of thinner to the base grey I used for the cockpit, and this way I'm painting the narrow spaces on the dashboard. There are decals for the monitors included in the kit, but I'm going to paint them with transparent green. For the side panel consoles, I use decals. Microsol solution I use to melt the decal and confirm it to the surface. The nose section doesn't fit, and doesn't matter how many times I tried to adjust it, sand it, there is still a gap. So I fill it in with black VMS CA glue. Once glue is dry, I remove the masking tape, and with the sanding sponge I make the surface even and smooth. LED wires are soft and easy to manipulate, and I put few of them inside the wheel wells, as you can see, all mounted on transparent CA glue. Making holes here with the micro drill bit, it's quite easy and adds to the final effect. Another improvement. So I bought this reskit exhaust set for Super Hornet, but before I install it I need to remove some plastic parts from the model. Unfortunately, it cannot go all the way because this part that connects stabilizers blocks it, so I need to remove it. Wing edges are a bit too thick, so I'm going to sand them down and later recreate the lost details with scribing tool from Tamiya. Now I'm using black primer to paint the canopy and also on the spots where I joined the parts. This way I will better see if there is any gap that needs to be filled or any space that has to be corrected. Okie dokie, now onto the grey primer. I cover the whole model with it. Now I'm masking selected spots because I'm going to try some pre-shading on few elements, but you will see the result. Okay, so with the white paint I highlight edges or the whole element just to add some different shades and color variation. Few other spots I cover with olive drab. Actually, the color doesn't matter. The idea is to have the darker shade under the base coat so it can be seen through. On the bottom section I painted freehand. And this way the model is ready for the main coat. So gray first, Mr. Hobby 308. You can see at a certain angle there is a color difference. I hope you can see it. Here I use also Mr. Color, it's 307. Transition line I paint freehand. Post shading I make with the few drops of black mixed with the base color and few drops of thinner. Opposite effect, highlights, I obtain the same, but instead of black I mixed a few drops of white color to the base. Another useful and effective technique is to use some cardboard or piece of paper just to provide the sharp edge. Okay, once I have the paint done, I need to paint the wheel wells as well. I start with masking all around and then with the white paint I paint it inside. Before decals, I painted the whole model with gloss varnish. This was done off camera and now I'm applying decals on microset. After a few minutes I add microsol so the decal melt a bit and stick nicely to the surface. And before I move to the next step, I need to show you something. These two decals are not shown in the instruction. They go inside the air intakes. And speaking about the intakes, I have painted them in gray color, as it should be, and not entirely white as in the instruction. Now I'm applying wash. I choose light brown color because I do not want too dramatic contrast. After a few minutes I remove the excess wash and paint the model with matte varnish. Small details in the wheel wells I paint with Vallejo paints and add brown wash to pick up details. The shock absorber's chrome I imitate with the self-adhesive aluminum foil. Next, I drill the hole in the flat surface of the landing light and paint it with Vallejo chrome. Small lights I paint with the toothpick and highlight details with wash. On the matte surface, black wash sinks in like on the sponge. This way I imitate stains and distribute them in the spots where I think the dirt may accumulate. The excess can be removed with the white spirit if needed. White color I use to enhance highlights and imitate faded surfaces. Oils blends nicely with white spirit. Dirt surfaces under the engines I also create with oils, this time brown and black. Excess I remove with the brush. All landing legs are easy to put in place. I use ultra glue to add wheels because this glue does not dry fast and I have time to adjust wheel position. For the exhaust, I removed all parts from their support and painted them with black primer. Now I spray extreme metal aluminum color. Resin and metal elements I connect on CA glue. Inner rings of the exhaust tip I paint with darker shade of aluminum. And use Tamiya buff color for the inside. Next, I add a coat of gloss varnish followed by black wash. When in place, I spray matte varnish. And now I can finally add stabilizers back. Because they are no longer connected, I use two paint bottles to maintain position. Canopy gets in place with help of ultra glue. It was easy as the canopy fit is good, same as for the fuel tanks and missiles. This is a big plus of the snap kit, that all underwing armament can be detached if needed. Last element goes on the top and the model is finished. This kit has some fitting issues, but still it can be turned into a good looking model. Thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you like my work and visit my store, as this is the best way to support me. See you next time. Bye.